big shining lie. We're better off now. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, the 15th of December, as we rapidly approach Christmas and a new year. Markets continue to be biased to the upside, although the action has been really bad, but we'll get into that in our market report. In the meantime, the big shining lie that we are better off is right up there with the historic failure of this administration. In this administration, we have seen nothing but higher cost, higher rates, higher inflation, and of course, it has not gotten any better and will not. And of course, it looks like they are trying to do a little bit more damage before they leave office, auctioning off parts of the border wall and doing things like that. Again, fortunately, this is the end of this administration. Hopefully, President Trump will do what he promised to do. Hopefully, he will put it together and take care of things. But I think there's a lot of things that we have to look at. And of course, this week we had a murder, an acquittal, and we have drones in the air. Well, again, I don't know about you, but I'd like to see the drones out of the air. I don't know who they are. I don't know whose they are, but they're all over the place. I'd like to at least have or know and have them identified. Now, I don't know that our government does or not have them identified, but I don't. Whether they do or they don't, they cannot be top secret. We can all see it. So we've seen them, footage and cameras. So again, I'd like them out so at least we can identify where they're coming from. Okay. I am ready for law and order in this country. I am tired of what this administration has done and the unfund the police or defund the police and all the other movements and bullshit that has gone on. And thank God Daniel Penny, was acquitted for the chokehold in the subway. Do you want people to help you if you're struggling, if you're in distress? Would you like someone to stop and help you? It's the same old story as, a doctor. You're on the street sidewalk having a heart attack and a doctor's going to walk by because they're afraid of a malpractice suit. So again, we have to make a decision in this country. Do we want to have law and order? Do we want citizens to stand up for those that are weaker, that need the help? Or are we going to try to throw them all in jail? I think that's a decision for you. I'm not saying you're wrong, you're right. But personally, I want law and order. Personally, I think that criminals need to go. I think they need to go to jail, not on parole. I think they need to go to jail. But that's me. But I think that New York City Mayor Eric Adams agrees with me now. He's going full MAGA, much to the dismay of the lefty reporters. And we had obviously the unfortunate shooting of Brian Thompson. And of course, Michael Moore is making a big deal of health insurance and all these things that he did bad. And Michael Moore is an asshole. Let's be honest. Let's be factual. Michael Moore is an asshole. But if you want to talk about fixing the healthcare, and you believe that it was right that the CEO was shot down, okay, then ask yourself a question. What party was in control for 12 of the last 16 years? Okay. Simple question. Okay. Now, if you say it's not fixed, if you say there's a problem, well, there's a problem. Okay. There's a problem. But as we get back into, the actual economy, prices are rising, inflation is rising. So once again, as I told you before, as the rate cuts were coming, that all they were going to do was increase inflation and not help you, the American citizen, not help me, not help the taxpayer. And just to prove the point, the 10-year notes are up 75 basis points since the first cut. The 30s are up 66 basis points since the first cut. So again, where's the beef, baby? Where's the cuts? Where's the help for me? So all you've really done is allowed the banks to make more money. You've allowed them to have more profit because the spread between what they borrow from the Federal Reserve to what they loan at has not come down. It has gone up. Mortgage rates are higher. Lending is higher. So tell me how good the Federal Reserve is. They are a bunch of fucking morons. They are a cartel. They are out there to control you. Okay. And again, remember, the Fed is owned by the banks. It is a private corporation. So you tell me, you figure out for me, and you tell me what you think when you understand the full picture. Okay. But there has been some rumor, and we've talked about it here a couple of times, but there are some rumors that, and it's supposedly a new documentary that is exposing the U.S. for child trafficking. Now, again, I think we talk about the border wall. I mean, there's supposedly something like 342 million children missing. Again, I don't have those numbers exactly, and I'm not saying that this is fact. I'm saying that this is what I read, and this is some of the rumors, and there is supposedly a documentary that the United States government is running the largest child trafficking network. Again, I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying that I always wondered, and I've wondered out loud here, why do they want the border open? And where does all these things come from? Okay, and how does a sophisticated military and country not be able to stop a lot of these things that go on? Again, it's just a thought. I repeat, I'm not accusing anybody, but I would like to see that documentary. I mean, we've had a couple things in the past that have indicated that there is some involvement. And of course, if you believe that many in our government are supposedly on the graft, then certainly anything is possible. And I think that is one of the biggest problems in our government. I mean, again, you have to ask yourself, why would anybody want to be a 50-year career politician? Well, it's about money, that's for sure. But again, I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying I read and I saw it. I haven't seen the documentary, but I certainly will make sure I see it. And of course, the UK upholds ban on puberty-blocking drugs, and that's another story, which we'll talk more about in our commentary. But I think that's maybe a shot at Sotomayor, who compared puberty-blocking drugs to taking an aspirin. Again, I think that there's a problem. I think Team Trump is looking to maybe make a preemptive strike on on Iran, to their nuclear program, and I think they're in together with Benjamin Netanyahu. I would be all in favor of that. I don't think that Iran should have nuclear goods. I think that we better watch our P's and Q's and make sure that we take over the power back in this country. And for those who said that I was ignorant for saying that the United States could be an island, if you use the skill called effective listening, you said it could be an island. We could live and exist without anybody else, and the prices would not go soaring out of control. Okay, again, we pay, and we're paying graft, and certainly somebody said, well, your medication comes from China. Well, it doesn't have to come from China. And are you comfortable with your medication coming from China? Think about it. Okay. In the meantime, as I said, I believe this has been a historic failure by this administration. I don't think that we should accept it, and I think that we have to hold future presidents to a higher standard. And again, I'm hoping that President Trump takes care of his business as he promised he would. Again, I don't know that he will or he won't. I'm thinking that he will. I think that the evidence is clear that he tried the last time. But this time, there'll be no election in the way. There'll be no campaigning for himself. He's got 4 years to take care of business and take care of what he says. And I think he will. I think he will get us kind of turned around. It'll take longer than 4 years to completely turn the ship around. But I do think we'll be headed in the right direction. And again, I think if you ask me, I want law and order in this country. I'm tired of hearing of seeing that good people like Daniel Penny, who gets charged and has to be acquitted for something that he did to help an American citizen. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horwitz. It is Sunday, the 15th of December. We're going to stop by here for a break. We'll be back with our market report right after the break. What's up, kids? Hope things are well. Hope you're having a great weekend. And of course, We do have some sponsors, as you know, and they are brokerage partners. And just to be clear and full disclosure, I do have other brokers. But at the end of the day, I do have 3 that we involved with, and of course we have a new gold and silver vendor that we partner with, and of course it relates to Daniel Cambone, and of course that is ITM Trading, and you can check them out at learn.itmtrading.com/Bubba, and of course Capital Trading Group, that's our futures and commodities broker that does a lot of partnerships with us and a lot of direction trading, and of course there is TRADIER Brokerage, which is $10 a month. I don't know how you can beat it. And of course our high school program, which of course we're trying to make some sense out of and give our youngsters some financial literacy, but hopefully we can get that done. But again, it's been a challenge since COVID because the teachers don't want to teach it, which again is another problem in this country. But in the meantime, just make sure that you check out our vendors. Again, you don't have to use them, but I think you'll find out that you'll save money and get the best service you ever got. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Online with me, Todd Bubba Horwitz, right now. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, December the 15th. And of course, markets were down a little bit last week. I mean, again, they haven't really done a lot. Okay, they're kind of churning, and they're still churning towards the upside. Again, I'm not, the Dow itself was down. But again, there's no business. The price action is horrible. Okay. So with the lack of price action, we all know one thing for sure. Markets are going to drift higher with the lack of activity. So we have to be prepared for it. Now, I'm not telling you to do anything. And again, certainly, as you know, I disclose my positions every day. And all we've really done with our portfolio models is try to cut out the variance, and it's been working out very well, taking out the variance of the wide swings. So in the meantime, the 4 major indices, we would be short the Dow and the Russell still, and that will not change. We'll soon be short the NASDAQ and the S&P if the rally continues. The dollar, we don't trade it anymore, and it has nothing to do with the dollar. It has everything to do with the cost that we're getting screwed out of from New York. So we would be short the dollar if we did trade it. Okay, we are long the euro currency. We are long bonds and notes. We are short Bitcoin, which has had a hell of a run. And I think Bitcoin has a chance to go higher, but I do believe that there's going to be just a small pullback here, probably 10, 12,000. We are long gold, which got hammered last week a little bit. Hey, look, at the end of the day, I'm not trading for the day. I'm trading off of a base pattern. Silver, we're flat, probably soon to get long. Platinum, we don't carry a position in, but platinum is at 920. Again, I'd look to be a buyer if it were me. Copper, we are flat. In the grain markets, we are flat everything but short corn. In the cattle market, we don't trade the cattle market. I do. I'm still short cattle, obviously. Getting very close to getting stopped out. I am out of hogs yet. I haven't been able to buy them back yet at the price I wanted to buy them. But again, I don't understand it when you look at the overall economy. Who the hell's buying a steak? But, again, like Clarapella, where's the beef? And of course, in the natural gas, we are short. Crude oil, we have no position. It has been stuck in 66 to 72 for months. Okay, but overall, I think the market action is going to remain quiet. It is triple witching expiration week coming up. It is ex-dividend for some of the indexes. Obviously, always other stocks, but everybody always worried about the SPY. But it is basically for floor traders, which there is no more floor, but for usually professional traders, Friday is the last day of the trading year for us. But we'll see what happens. You never know. We'll check out the action. In the meantime, we will step out here for our final break, tell you to be careful in the markets. And again, one thing we believe in is being an investor and trading, and they are different. In the meantime, let us step out for our final break and come back with our commentary and, of course, our football picks. Bubba's Bottom Line, Sunday, December 15th. Well, kids, again, I don't want to go through the whole spiel of all stuff, but our partners are scrolling the sides and the bottom. ITM Trading, Capital Trading Group, and Tradier, and of course our high school program. Check them out. Check them out on the sides and the bottom. You'll see the websites, but certainly, obviously, I would not recommend something I didn't think would help you. Let's get back to Bob's Bottom Line with my commentary and, of course, our football picks. Welcome back. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horwitz. It is Sunday, December the 15th. And of course, every week I have something to say. Well, I always got more to say than something. But in the meantime, I am this whole puberty blocking drugs, this whole allowing children to make decisions for the rest of their life that are permanent, I think is ridiculous. I think it should be against the law. I don't think that a 6-year-old is capable of making a decision. I don't think that a 10-year-old is capable of making a decision. I have no problem if you want to be trans when you get to be an adult and you're full through puberty. I have no problem with that. Okay, there are things you can do, but I cannot stand the destruction that they're doing to our children from this stupid education about this stuff, and actually somewhat trying to convince. I think it is wrong. I am in full favor of what the UK did, okay, to ban puberty blocking drugs. I think that you're dealing, as we all know, if you've grown up, your life and your mind and things change all the way through. I mean, listen, as an adult it changes, but at least I think you have to get through full maturity to at least have a clue as to what you really want to be. And again, I think it is stupid. I think it is criminal. I think that, again, being publicized, and going back to the Jaguar commercial and the Bud Light and the sports, I am thrilled that the LPGA banned any transgender. You must be the sex you are born. But I think that children need the opportunity to mature before they make a decision that is for the rest of their lifetime. This is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horwitz. Of course, football day in America. We do like the Denver Broncos laying the wood. We like the Eagles laying the wood. And we like the Chargers laying the wood. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks so much. As always, we'll see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. But have a great weekend. And as always, I thank you very much. Enjoy the week.